Hello everybody and thank you for joining me. This is Sierra from Sierra T Designs, and today I have for you the third week of Christmas of my 12 weeks of Christmas series. So let's jump in. So in this card I really wanted to make a slimline. So I'm going to cut down a piece of cardstock here to 7 inches by 8.5 inches, and then when it's scored it will be a 3.5 by 8.5 inch slimline. And I did also cut down a black mat and my piece of Neenah solar white paper that I'm going to use to blend on. So this is just, I kind of eyeball this as I have a small trimmer. So you'll see here, I'm going to go back and forth between my cardstocks to eyeball it. But I like to go 1/8 of an inch smaller. So my black mat is 1/8 of an inch smaller than my card base, and my white mat, or my white panel, is 1/8 of an inch smaller than my black mat. And then here you're going to see that I am going to score my slimline card at the 3.5 mark. So once it's scored, it will be 3.5 by 8.5. And that's how I like to make my slimline cards. There are so many measurements for this. It's just supposed to fit in a business-sized envelope. But this is just kind of how I've been making mine. And I really enjoy this size. So I am going to speed this up a little bit because this is a lot of blending. And I'm going to use 4 Distress Oxide colors. I have Milled Lavender, Seedless Preserves, Dusty Concord, and Black Soot. And I'm just going to go back and forth between those 4 colors until I have a blend that I really enjoy. I love purple. I don't know if you guys know that. If you've been here a little while, you know I love purple. So I like to go back and forth quite a bit here in my colors because I find the more ink that you have on your paper and on your foam generally creates a better blend between them. So I do have to work it a bit. These weren't too bad to blend. I mean, they're all of the same color family generally, other than Black Soot, but I find Black Soot blends with everything, so it's not really too difficult to get to work. And I mean, it's not a perfect blend, but I like how it looks in the end. And keep in mind, too, that they will dry back a little bit. Like, they're quite vibrant here, but when you see once the panel is completely dry, they aren't as vibrant as they are here. So like right now you can kind of see a bit of a stark line between the colors. You won't be able to see that once we actually have the colors dry and I kind of blend it back and forth a little more. I have had some people reach out to me and say that they've had a difficult time getting it to blend, and I think my best, outside of kind of working the paper and having a smooth cardstock, outside of that, my best advice would really be to just keep working at it. Don't give up when it doesn't look quite right, and let it dry. If you don't like it, step back from it, let it dry, walk away, come back later, and then look at it and see what you think. Because sometimes we just get a bit frustrated and kind of give up before it's really had a chance to be everything that it can be, if that makes sense. So here I just flicked on a little bit of water. My panel is dry at this point. I flicked on a little bit of water, and I am also going to flick on a bit of, this is white gouache here, yeah. This is white gouache. And I just added a little bit of water. I put it on a small acrylic block, grab a paintbrush, because this is my sky. It's a night sky. It's not really a night sky. I mean, it's purple, but it's my version of the night sky. So I also added some liquid pixie dust and kind of splattered that on the background for a little extra shimmer and shine. And you're going to see here as we get in, I'm going to hold it up to the light later and you can kind of check it out. So this stamp set that I'm coloring is Lawn Fawn's Winter Skies. I don't actually own the stamp set. A girlfriend of mine does. And when I was over at her house a little while ago, I stamped out some images from some of the Lawn Fawn sets that she owns that I don't, just because I really wanted to play with them. And I thought this little, they're 2 little polar bears. Well, they're 3 little polar bears. 2 are sitting kind of cuddled together, and then there's a third one stamped on this same sheet. And this is a piece of Neenah solar white cardstock, and it's stamped in a Copic friendly ink. And I just brought in some grays. I have neutral gray 1 and 0, or 0 and 1. And I'm just kind of shading where, anywhere where someone's like ahead of the other one. So where the scarf is sitting on the polar bear, where the one polar bear is in front of the other polar bear, anything like that. And it's a very light shade because they're polar bears, so they're white. So I'm giving them a very light shadowing with the neutral grays. And then I brought in B02, B12, and B04. And I'm just adding some shading to the scarves, and they're going to be the same. Excuse me, I didn't want to add too much color to these images as the background is so vibrant. like it's so colorful. So I really wanted the polar bears to be kind of like a less eye-catching than the background, but still fun. So, I mean, I like how this card came together. You guys will have to let me know what you think. I'd love to know what you think. But that was kind of my thought process in when I was choosing the colors. And I really love how purple and blue go together. So that's kind of why I chose these specific colors. And I always go over my coloring. I go lightest to darkest and then darkest back through to the lightest and finish it off with a full wash of the lightest color. That's kind of how I've learned to Copic color. By all means, there's no wrong way to Copic color. I mean, that's just how I do. Yeah, you could do it however you like. And once the coloring is done, I am going to fussy cut these out. I did that off camera. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to watch me fussy cut something, but you can see there on the right-hand side. They're just sitting there. I've already fussy cut them out. So now I have a sentiment from Scrapbook.com Happy Holidays stamp set. And it's just Happy Holidays. That's the stamp set. And I'm going to stamp it out in some, I believe I used... I'm pretty sure that's my VersaFine Clair Nocturn ink. It doesn't really, I don't really, oh yeah, it is. That's what I used to stamp that out. And I'm using my Misti just because I'm stamping directly on the card panel and I really didn't want to mess it up. So I am going to stamp directly onto the card panel, and that was kind of the best way to get a really good impression without making a mess of my background. And you also see here I have a Holy Star die from Simon's stamp, and I just cut that out of some pearl cardstock from Concord and 9th, just to add a little extra shimmer and shine. I just thought it looked so cool with them looking up at it. So here I did glue down, I cut the footage out because my head popped in the way a bunch of times. So sorry about that, guys. I'm getting bad for that, apparently. I need to be a little better about where my head is. But I glued the single polar bear down flat, and then behind the two that are kind of coupled together with the scarf, I put some foam squares, and I lifted them up so that there was a little dimension there. And then here you can see I'm putting tiny little foam squares on this little star because I really wanted it to sit up. And most of the foam squares are actually in the center of the star because it gets so narrow at the end there. So I was trying really hard to kind of have it have some dimension, but not have it show past the star. So it's a bit finicky, but I thought it looks, in the end, I think it looks really neat. So, and I am using my reverse tweezers. Oh, the reverse tweezers, I need to buy some more, just because they walk away every once in a while, and then I'm like heartbroken because I don't know what to do with myself when they disappear. So here I am going to stick down my North Star, and sorry, there's my darn head again. I'm going to stick down my Northern Star, or whatever, my Holy Star, up in the corner there so that it kind of looks like the polar bears are looking up at the star. I thought that was really neat way to kind of include this background. And I did record this a little while ago. This is my old glue that's a pain in the butt. When my new videos start happening here, you won't see me with the same darn glue, but yeah, so I'm going to glue this down to my black mat. As you know, I love a black mat, and I just think, especially with stuff like this, like these blended backgrounds, I find the black just really helps the colors pop, and I like how it kind of frames everything on the white card base. I have a tendency to use white card bases. I generally don't use anything else. That's kind of my general, just because I like to write in the cards, so I tend not to. And I know you can add cardstock, but I try not to add too much bulk, as I mail cards a lot. I have a lot of pen pals, so I try to, although I don't mail as many cards as I should, I'll be honest, but I like to mail them, so I try to keep them not too dimensional. So I have a tendency to use white bases for most of my cards, actually. So yeah, I just glued that down, and you can see here I also, when I was gluing down my polar bears, I made sure that they looked like they were sitting on top of my happy. I just thought that was so cute. So I'm going to hold this up now for you so you can see all the shimmer and shine in this card. I think it turned out pretty amazing. What do you guys think? Did you enjoy the third week of the videos? Have you checked out week 1 and week 2? If not, I'll have them linked up in the card for you to go and check out after this video. Thank you so much, guys. If you enjoyed this, I'd love a like, I'd love a comment, and if you'd consider subscribing, that would be amazing. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.